How's everyone doing? Welcome to the final episode of After the After Hours with your boy TraderPrad. The final day of this week is tomorrow going to be a free fall Friday. Now get ready for tomorrow. Powell going on the microphone. Powell going on the microphone again. Get ready for tomorrow. So I do have a watch list ready, but if you guys are ready, hit that like and subscribe. Hit that like and subscribe. Thank you guys for all the love. Thank you guys for all the support. Started. Why don't we dive into the full screen and hit that like and subscribe. Yo, what is up, people? How's it going? Welcome to the Black Monday. Is that what we're calling this doomsday event on the market that happened over the weekend, overnight and so on? We already saw kind of the downside move playing out last night when we were streaming. When the futures opened at 6 o'clock, we were watching the market move around while we were getting ready for the market too. But one thing that we did not get ready for at all was outages, complete outages across the board on many brokers. Robinhood, Interactive Brokers, our brokerage at our prop firm, a lot of softwares had a lot of outage right off the open. We couldn't trade for about the first hour or so I just had to sit back, watch my levels come into play, like the Apple 196, amazing levels go into play, but I could not even take advantage of any of these levels to play with today. But boy, what a big down move to begin with overnight. And then a nice, like, almost 4% bounce from the low till the high. So almost a 4% bounce from the low till the high. End of the day, the market QQQ specifically did pull back into around VWAP and ended in the middle of the range, pretty much right around the open or so. Not the open, but like around in the opening ranges or so. But the weakness is what we're here to question. Is there more continued weakness in the market? Is tomorrow going to be somewhat of a sell-off event, day two, or is it going to be finally a little bit of bottom gets put into the market? That pullback was quite a bit. We were down 5% overnight. That marks the market being 15% from top to low, from all-time highs to the bottom that we created tonight. Basically, the bottom that we created tonight was the bottom that we created off the open. So creating that bottom on the market, lots of craziness that's taking place in the Japan market. And Nike, is that how I say Nike, whatever, the Japan yen going down, the carryover trade that we learned about yesterday thanks to Steven. And then on top of that, we got earnings names. We got PLTR reporting earnings, Lucid Motors reporting earnings. Tomorrow, pre-market, we got Uber. So lots to talk about, lots to prepare for. So why don't we dive right into the market and see what's in store for tomorrow? Let's go to full screen. Bang. Usually before I go to full screen though, I like to say hello to my viewers, so let me say hello to the viewers real quick. We got Dieter, TH, Angry Buddha, Barkit in the chat. How you guys doing today? TH, let's see what you're saying. It feels good to be second or third, and my wish for 2,000 more points down came a lot closer today. I mean, yeah, big down move right as the market opens, but ever since then we did go up, right? We did go up. Apple with a monster bounce off of a previous resistance level of 196. Monster bounce on Apple from that area. AMD actually positive on the day. AMD was positive on the day. Now that's something, right? So lots of stocks making a little bit of a bounce today after this whole doomsday Black Monday event, as people are calling it, with everything going on with war situations, with the Japanese yen problems coming into play, with their interest rates going higher. Market is in a little bit of a shaky spot over here. People are calling for a surprise rate cut just to randomly come out of thin air from our FOMC committee. But we're also seeing the opposite of that, where people are coming out and saying, no, we should not get a rate cut all of a sudden. That would just make Japanese yen cheaper again, and things would just go even more crazier. You don't want that to happen. You guys are acting crazy. We should just let this dilute itself the way it does. Just let the things play out normally, and which means maybe there's a little bit more downside as the over leveragedness of the Japanese yen trade is finally being displayed. Last time we saw something like this with the banks, we saw the complete financial structure of a couple banks break, and they went completely bankrupt, right? And that showed how much money was sitting in the market through those banks, and those stocks kind of moved around drastically all over the place. So now this is basically almost in the same realm as that. How much of the money in the stock market was actually tied directly to people borrowing from the Japanese government, borrowing the yen from them, and doing the carryover trade with Australia or directly with any other markets in general, and just buying up stocks crazily by borrowing money from Japan. But now their interest rates going up higher. People are starting to unwind their positions, cut their trades, sell off the positions that they can't hold anymore because it'll just get too costly for them, and also time to book some profits, right? So all of that unwinding, we just don't know where the bottom is yet. And all we are doing at this point is bottom picking, which is a very very risky thing to do for traders. You should not try to catch a falling knife. Falling knives hurt. Wait for actual buying to show up, and that would not be in one day, right? If you're looking on a longer time period, it's not gonna happen in 1 day or 2 days. It's gonna take maybe a week of consolidation, showing buyers coming in, some higher lows, higher highs coming into play. And even if you're thinking on a longer time scale, let's just zoom back the chart on a monthly time frame. Right, this is the chart where every single candle is 1 month of information. This is 2021 high. We haven't even gone back to 2021 high yet. I mean, we got kind of close to it today. 422, 423.45 was the low, but the 2021 high, November 2021, was around $408.71 on the QQQ. We haven't even gotten there, which also happens to be right where this little bounce on April 2024 happened. We kind of got into that 408 area, and we bounced right back to the upside, going and creating a new all-time high again. So still a lot more downside could come into the market before we really call the bottoms. But if this is any sort of an indication on the market that we're getting this type of volume, you know, we saw stocks like Nvidia doing 400 million, sorry, let me correct myself, 500 million shares today. Tesla bringing in 100 million shares today. What did Palantir bringing on the day before earnings? About 87 million shares. And here's a little sneak peek reveal of how Palantir's move was insanely to the upside based off their earnings report. Their CEO, Alex Karp, that's what the thumbnail today is based off of. The CEO, Alex Karp, previously called the short sellers on his company, on Palantir, crackheads. He said they're cocaine users and they're crackheads because there's no reason to really short Palantir. If you're shorting Palantir, you're a crackhead. And I guess he is not wrong, because boy oh boy did all of those shorts get washed out one more time on a good report over here. We're gonna dive into this report a little bit using our good friends Benzinga. So I'm just gonna open up Benzinga as we get ready for it. So in the meantime, while Benzinga opens, why don't we go take a look at the earnings board that we're interested for tonight and tomorrow. Tonight after hours, we got Palantir, a bunch of other stocks here like HIMS. I do remember trading HIMS before. It's kind of near its all-time highs. I don't have it on the watch list, but maybe based on how the earnings report is, we can add it to the watch list. The after hour move was almost a nothing burger move, so that makes me think that the report was not really that interesting. But anyways, Palantir, HIMS, Lucid Motors, right? We're gonna add that one to the watch list for sure. Car, Avis Budget Group, previously a big short squeeze name, now at the 52-week low around $80. So quite a bit of a pullback on this stock. I didn't really see the stock make any move in the after hours off the earnings report, but possibly something to keep an eye out for tomorrow. But you know, we got names like Amazon, Google, all of these big tech stocks, Nvidia doing crazy amounts of volume, chopping around $100, $102. So you know, big names over there that are most likely going to keep my attention more than stocks like car or whatever, but just names to know that we have in the backpack if we need to go find a trade on them, because they do have catalyst based moves tomorrow. Couple other stocks that are reporting tomorrow pre-market. It's Uber, Celsius. This is a energy drink. I think most of you Americans know about Celsius more than us Canadians. We are just now getting more and more Celsius drinks in you know, convenience stores and gas station corner stores and so on. So I haven't really tried one yet, but I see a lot of podcasts that are sponsored by Celsius, and they have Celsius cans everywhere in the podcast room, in the corner, whatever. So hey, Celsius, if you're trying to sponsor a day trading planning stream, hook your boy up. I'm always open for a sponsorship. Red Bull, Celsius, you know, anyone. If you're trying to park a mini fridge in my corner of my room over here with your logo plaster, the advertising space is open, ladies and gentlemen. So hook your boy up. Along with Celsius, we got Caterpillar, a name that recently moved around quite a bit. Caterpillar, possibly something to keep an eye on. Baxter, I think that's a home builder. Possibly you can watch that one too. Constellation, CEG. I remember Constellation. Maybe that's not Constellation brand. This could be a completely different Constellation. Constellation brand's ticker was something else. I can't remember what it is. CSZ or something like that, Constellation brands. So this could be a different Constellation, and I'm gonna guess. Anyways, that's the basic names that we're interested in regards to earnings for tomorrow. So at the top of the list, we got Palantir. So let's bring in Benzinga if you're interested in checking out this amazing software called Benzinga that I use mainly for news. They have a squawk during market hours. The guy is going to be talking to you, telling you what stocks are moving and what's the news behind it and so on. So if you're a news-based trader, amazing tool right there. Benzinga Pro, link in the description. Please do go check it out. We're gonna mainly use it to read earnings today after hours. Palantir reported second quarter revenue of 678.13 million, beating estimates of 652 million. Okay, revenue was up 27% year to year. This is what we like to see. Commercial revenue grew by 33%, driven by a 55% year-over-year increase in U.S. commercial revenue. Government revenue climbed by 23% year-over-year. Palantir reported a second quarter adjusted earnings of 9 cents per share, beating estimates of 8 cents per share, so barely beating EPS, but showing you that, hey, they're growing, they're making money, they're not losing money like previously, and they're also growing on revenue side and growing commercial revenue, growing 33%, which is a 55% year-to-year growth or whatever. Okay, however you want to spin those numbers, keep on cooking them, buddy. Palantir customers account grew by 41% year-to-year and a 7% on a quarter-to-quarter basis. U.S. commercial customer count increased 83% year-to-year to 295 customers. Palantir ended the quarter with cash equivalents and short-term U.S. Treasury securities of $4 billion. The growth of our business has been re-accelerating steadily, and we've seen an unprecedented opportunity ahead to capture and build on that momentum, says the CEO, Alex Karp. Our growth across the commercial and the government markets has been driven by an unrelenting wave of demand from customers for artificial intelligence systems that go beyond the merely performative and academic. Outlook: Palantir expects third quarter revenue to be between 697 to 701, and they reported 678. Okay, not bad. Palantir also raised its full year outlook. Okay, the company now sees full year revenue in the range of 2.742 to 2.75 versus previous range of 2.677 to 2.689. Okay, so raised it a little bit. The company also raised its U.S. commercial revenue guidance to exceed that of $672 million. So exceeding outlook, not like crazy beat on the outlook, but they're showing you that they're going to continue growing at the rate they are, or maybe even a little bit more. Hence the outlook has been updated a little bit. So overall, good news for Palantir. The recent market crash kind of now helps Palantir with this new earnings catalyst too. Bigger bottom coming into play. You can see how these previous earnings bottoms have been respected quite a bit, and now on this market crash, we kind of see those bottoms coming into play again, and off the earnings report, the stock managing to fly back to the upside to somewhat of its, let's say, glory prices. I wouldn't really say glory until we go test $30 and really get above 30, but I like to see that some of the older prices here, such as this $27 that I remember trading around, last week's high around $27.80, last month's high right around that $30 as we were talking about previously. I remember that $30 area having a lot of size on the ask, so if the stock goes up there to $30 and there's a lot of size there, there's a possible opportunity to get short off of that. Or if the market is looking strong and we're getting another good rebound tomorrow, we're able to get above today's high on the market and actually show buying above today's high, Palantir, and it's near $30, there's a good chance that Palantir could actually take out that 30 on this positive earnings report and the upbeat outlook also. So lots of things to watch out over here. I'm pretty interested for this stock, obviously. Always fun to watch my little baby Palantir. Obviously, I don't have it in my long-term account anymore, so I can't even call it my baby. But I enjoyed owning Palantir because I owned it all the way to the downside, and then I got out pretty much like barely in profit. So it is what it is. It just happens. I think I got in right around $16 and right around $25, or sorry, $20 around where I got out. I said, I'll take it. I'll take my $4 per share. I can't hold it anymore. I can't. My heart can't handle it. I'm a day trader. I'm just gonna let my it's just easier being a day trader, man. You don't have to check your positions overnight. You don't have to worry about what crazy news is going to come out and how the market is going to crash. Is China going to invade Taiwan? You don't have to worry about all those crazy things. You just sleep better at night. You just sleep better at night knowing that you don't have any position. But sometimes that's where the real money is also made, right? That's where the real money is also made. However, in this current market environment we are in, you want to be a little careful. What the hell's going on? In this current market environment we are in, you want to be a little careful with looking for swing trades, because stocks will randomly gap up or gap down a little bit further than what you previously imagined as a risk level, right? You could think, okay, I'm risking $1 per share on this trade I've gotten over here, and I'm going to swing this trade. The stock could easily gap much lower or gap much higher just based on what the market's doing. There's a lot of volatility in the market at the moment too, so things are going absolutely batshit crazy. So you want to be a little careful thinking about swing trading. This is more of a day trader's market, more of a scalper's market. A lot of stocks are giving you a higher ATR moves now. The ATRs are opening up. The spreads are getting ugly. For example, Sava. If you were watching Sava today, now that's a crazy stock to keep an eye on. Watch Sava. Went all the way up to $42, starting at $25 or so. It went up to $42 and then pulled back to $35. So this stock went a little crazy tonight. The stock had like about a 50-cent spread at one point, then almost $1 spread at one point. So getting crazy. Things are getting wild. But this is where if you are able to be patient, wait for the right patterns, wait for the right moments to get into your positions where you're on the edges, not in the middle of the ranges, on the edges. That way your risk is pretty tight, and then you get to take advantage of a possible being on the right side of the trade, where the volatility allows you to give you a little bit of a mean reversion trade, or depending on what type of setup you're getting into, if you're able to find a cheap enough of a spot, give it a good amount of risk for that trade, and see if your reward is able to give you 2 times or at least 3 times the units of risk that you're putting onto the trade, then I think you should really go for it in this current market that we're getting. Opportunities are just all over the place. Today, had my broker not completely shit the bed, I guess it's not even the broker who shit the bed, because it was more so all brokers who kind of went down. I think it was more so, what was it? The data centers. The data centers just completely pooped today with the amount of craziness that was going on. This has happened before when COVID markets were happening and markets opened up into a Monday. I believe it was a Monday, or maybe it was a Tuesday. I can't remember. But the market actually opened into a market-wide halt. The whole NASDAQ and the New York market opened down 10% into a halt. And we had to sit there, just wait for the market to open. No stock was tradable. No futures was tradable. Everything went on a straight up halt. So that was a crazy event if you were there to witness that. That was a crazy money-making event opportunity overall. The whole market I'm talking about, and that's the kind of market we're back at, with VIX, or at least UVXY, at $64, with VIX, for example. Wow, right? So at VIX going into crazy levels. Crazy. This is the COVID VIX over here. COVID VIX was at 85. We are now at 65 today. We did drop back to 38, 40 or so on the VIX. This is basically the indicator of fear based on options. It goes a lot deeper into it, deeper, so much to the point where even I can't explain, but I just understand to some degree of how to read this. The higher the price of the VIX, or whatever this is, I guess it's called price because it's on the price scale, whatever, right? The higher the VIX is, the more volatility in the market and the more fear in the market, basically. And then this craziness when we're getting into almost 2020 areas of the VIX. Obviously, we are not there yet, but finding support above 40 maybe could open up that room to that 80 and even more wildness. And this could mean this will only happen if the market goes even more lower, if the market starts flushing to the downside all the way back into that 408 area that I was talking about. If we go back into the monthly chart, turn back on our indicators, this is not the monthly chart, is it? This is the monthly chart right here. The 408 area that we were talking on the monthly chart, that's basically just the low of April 2024, right? People are screaming doomsday, oh my god, market's breaking, all hell's breaking loose. We're not even at the low of April 2024, which was just a couple months ago, right? So let the market go down, test the April lows, find some support there, and then we can really talk about bottoms coming in and taking advantage of some dip buys. Like if you took advantage of Apple today, oh my god, you're laughing. Apple pulled exactly into a previous solid level of 196 right there, and just gave you the cleanest bounce. Today's low exactly to the penny, 196. And who called that out? Not me. Your boy Lance on X.com called it out, and it was such a clean trade. All you had to do was be ready for the market to open, look for that dip buy. Just the amount of volume that took place, it was probably so quick. I mean, we could even go to the 1 minute chart instead of the 5 minute chart to see how the action took place. Actually, you had almost 2 full minutes to get long into 196, 197, 199, maybe even get long on the break of 200. You could have gotten long on the break of 200, which is exactly last year's high. Well, last year's high was 199.62, but you could have gotten break on the long of 200, and instantly you're in the money, multiple dollars. The stock is going into $210 or so. So big buy opportunity on Apple. People are foaming out the mouth when Apple is at these prices. People are also going to look to dollar cost average on stocks like Apple, Microsoft, even on Meta, right? Meta, who actually increased their capital expenditure, but also are getting good enough of a return from that increased capital expenditure compared to what they were doing on Metaverse and all the other crazy stuff with the helmets and so on. That kind of had a failed project. I think Apple had that failed project too, and I don't know if Apple scrapped that project completely yet, or they're still selling those headsets, right? Either way, Meta, Facebook, pivoted from that a little bit. They started putting money more into I forget if it was more AR based stuff or AI based stuff, and that is helping them out. However, Instagram is losing a lot of users, apparently, according to I can't remember if it was according to Elon's tweet or was it according to an article. I think it was Elon's tweet that's saying Instagram's losing active users. In that case, we're gonna have to do our own verification check on it. Anyways, when stocks are going down these prices, people are going to be foaming out the mouth. Not saying that these prices won't come back again, right? There are chances that we see the market go a little bit lower. I very much think QQQ could easily go down to that 408 area. If we just pull back the S&P 500 on the monthly chart, we have somewhat of a similar level, not all the way down over here, but somewhere right over there in 493, just below under 500. Once again, that very same April low. QQQ being a lot weaker than the S&P 500 because the top 7 stocks of the QQQ are basically 50% of the QQQ, and the top 7 stocks are obviously where most of the money was parked in the market so far. So if that money is being rotated, taken away from the Magnificent Seven, and Nvidia's AI delay kind of hurting them and taking them lower, people are using that as a reason to take more money off of Nvidia and park it somewhere else. Maybe park it in AMD, park it in Micron, park it in ARM. ARM is a great spot to park your money in too, right? So park it in ARM if you're still interested in the semiconductor trade, or maybe just not even semiconductors. There are a bunch of other stocks that are selling off with the rest of the market that you can, pick up for really cheap prices that will eventually go back to their fair value price. So on every single dip, people are looking to buy. So let's see what happens in the near future as the S&P 500 and QQQ are testing important prices. Right now, you can see how the S&P 500 actually is at the year-to-date anchored VWAP. So this anchored VWAP is pinned to January 2024, and we are exactly at that anchored VWAP. A pretty good indication that support could start coming over here, and we don't actually go all the way back down to April lows to test that support area, which is much better, right? For those of you who are looking for longs, you can see how the January's anchored VWAP has come into place some support on the previous pullback on the market right on April, and then right into this pullback over here, it is potentially going to act as support again. We just need to see how the consolidation in this area comes into play, what type of a pattern does it create, and when that pattern breaks, does it have confirmation behind it, and all types of other juicy technical indicator based jargon that you can just throw into the sentences over here to make me look smarter, right? So watching how markets trade, let me quickly throw in an anchored VWAP from year to date on QQQ, and as you guys can see right there, the QQQ is just a lot weaker than the S&P 500, a lot weaker than the S&P 500. Today's high is actually the anchored VWAP marker, surprisingly enough. So today's high was the anchored VWAP marker. Also, if you go into the 5-minute chart, today's high was right around Friday's anchored VWAP. So you can see this orange area is Friday's anchored VWAP, and right around there we broke out a little bit, got rejected right back down, and then the market just gradually trickled back down into VWAP for the rest of the day, right into the opening range areas for the QQQ. So not as bullish as a pop, but hey, about 4% from top to down, we'll take that. We'll take a 4% move from top to down. Volatility, we love volatility. So Palantir, let's quickly go back to Palantir so we can find some levels to put into our chart. Then we gap up into these areas. 27.80, is that where we're at? $27. Okay, around $27, you're kind of creating a base into 26.80, 27. I don't want to see it pull back. Pull back would mean that the report is being sold off, or maybe the market is being pulled back, and then Palantir just can't help itself and is being bled to the downside along with the market. So ideally, I don't want Palantir to go down. This report looks pretty bullish to me, or decently bullish to me. 22% growth year to year, growing on all other aspects of the company. We want to see the stock getting bought up. We want to see the stock charging towards that $30. The short near 30 gets a lot juicier, a lot better, especially if it just pops into 30 off the open and then rejects 30 for us. But instead, if it slowly grinds into 30, then it is possible that it wants to maybe create some sort of a bullish pattern into $30, at which point it breaks 30 for a false break, or breaks 30 for a real move. So different situations, different scenarios warrant different type of a trade on Palantir into that $30 tomorrow. Ideally, I want to see the stock trading higher than $27 and making a move towards this last week's high of $27.80. Let's make a move towards this last week's high, and you can see how this after hour period of us trading right into this $28 to $29. I want us to use that area off the open as somewhat of a support. So we open somewhat in this area, and we use this area as a support, and then we just charge towards $30, and then we consolidate a little bit in front of 30, either setting up for a short or setting up for a long. So monster opportunities possibly coming into Palantir. However, if it's under 2650 and not even able to hold above 2650, I'll fear that the long is kind of scary on this position. You would want to start questioning the long opportunities if the stock cannot hold 2650. Maybe the market's crashing. Maybe that report's not as bullish as TraderPrad thought. So you want to be careful for that. Lucid Motors making a little bit of a pop. Last time I remember the stock going higher is because, was this the company that Volkswagen said they're going to invest in? Or was that Rivian? I think that was Rivian, right? I think I'm thinking about Rivian. However, Lucid Motors reported today after hours, and you can see how they had a little bit of a pop in the after hours. One of the stocks that is on the lower of my priority list. There are some clean levels on this stock, but it's just on the lower priority list tomorrow. Not that I'm going to completely ignore it. I'm going to, shuffle through the stocks in the pre-market, and if LCID Lucid Motors look to be making some sort of a crazy move tomorrow in pre-market, setting up for some opportunities throughout the day, then obviously I'll take advantage of those. But so far on the priority tier list, it's just on the very lower list area. Car Avis only bringing in 600,000 shares on a 30-day average, but you can see how the stock broke down into from almost a triple bottom. So 1, 2, 3, almost a triple bottom with the whole market breakdown. We actually broke down on Friday with the first market breakdown, taking it below that triple bottom, creating a new 52-week low, and obviously today's overnight market sell-off taking the stock a little bit lower. But what's important is that after hour move, which is absolutely zilch, nothing burger, which makes me think that the stock has nothing for us to worry about at all in terms of a trade priority. If the after hour move is something like that, I'm usually not interested. Look, if the earnings report's good and the market did what the market did, the stock is actually not that far away from previous levels. So in that case, you want to see buyers coming in and buying this position back into previous levels, at least take us back to close to $100. But they did not even care to step into the after hours on that report. They just said, you know what, I'm going to be sleeping. I don't care about the stock. So what that means is the report wasn't good enough. They don't care about buying it. They don't care about taking it back to 100. And if the market sells off, this is easily selling off. If the market goes higher, there's a chance that this goes higher with the market. It's just not as a high priority tomorrow either, along with Lucid Motors. And sadly, that's where our train ends with stocks that report after hours. Let's go take a look at the chat. The coming bottom will most likely be a temporary false bottom. Michael Noss nailed it when he stated this market isn't going to snap back. Yeah, I mean, people were expecting some big snapbacks to the upside. I did expect the market to go up, but I didn't expect it to completely turn green, right? The only way I expected the market to have a crazy bounce is if we open down negative 10%. I think I tweeted this out. I said if the market opens down 10% and halts like we did in COVID, then that marks the bottom on the market, and we have an insane reversal for the rest of the year. But obviously that did not happen, and based on my technical analysis, I think the market has a little bit more downside. And if that's the case, you want to be careful looking for buying the dip. The dips could get dippier, and you would just feel like a dippity dip if that happens. So be careful. Let it settle down. Let it bring some juice to the market first. Well, the juice is already there in the market, but let the buyers step in and show you that they're here to defend some levels, and then we can step in, use those defended levels as a stop, and you can then worry about it. Also, just not the market to be thinking about swing trades at all, right? So very, very volatile market to be thinking about swing trades. This is a day trader's market. This is a scalper's market. You can take 10 shares on a stock like Nvidia or Tesla or Microsoft, and you hold it for the whole move, you're probably making, you know, $1,000 on that trade right there. Does the math add up? 10 shares, $10 per share, $1,000, right? Or is that $100? No, that's $100. I'm an idiot. Wait. That's $100. Why couldn't I do that? My mind is like, my neurons are just simply not connecting right now, and I'm just like, what is going on? Ooh, what is going on? My neurons. You guys ever feel that when, especially when you spell a letter, like anytime you spell a word correct, but you think you spelled it wrong, but you actually spelled it correct, and your neurons are just not correcting? That's how I just felt right now. That felt really crazy. Anyways, Prad, could you discuss HIMS and Nvidia? I just said HIMS was not that high of a priority for me for tomorrow, but it is pretty close to all-time highs. So a decently recent IPO, IPO'd in 2019, popped all the way to the highs of $25, sold off, and then popped all the way back onto the same high of $25, and then found some resistance into this area. The after hour move was a little whippy. We went lower, we popped right back up. If the earnings report's decent, maybe there's a trade there. But besides that, you know, based on how much volume the stock brings in, actually 22 million shares today and 9 million shares on a 30-day average is not bad. So let's go take a quick look at the report. Reported 6 cents per share, which beat the estimates of 3 cents per share. Quarterly sales clocked in at 315 million, which beat the estimates of consensus estimates by 5%. Okay. Represent a 51.8% increase year to year. That's amazing. Gross margin was 81% and free cash flow was 47.6 million for the second quarter compared to 10 million from the second quarter of same period last year. So their cash flow was going up. Our second quarter results mark an acceleration in what was already an incredible trajectory. During the quarter, subscribers on our platform approached 1.9 million, increasing 43% year to year. We believe access to life-changing solutions should be simple, convenient, affordable, and designed for the individual. As we expanded the capabilities on our platform, we are only more convinced that we can help an individual in every household in the country feel great. Make America great again. Anyways, Hims and Hers expects third quarter revenue in the range of 375 million to 380 million and full year revenue of 1.37 to 1.4 billion. I don't have anything to compare that to, for example, like estimates, so that sucks. However, we can kind of compare the revenue to what they currently reported, and that was 315 million, and they're expecting a range of 375 to 380. So that's still showing you a little bit of growth, and the stock at the time of publication apparently went down 10.59%. However, you can see that the stock eventually popped right back up. Possible turmoil with the market moving itself, possible turmoil waiting for the report to come out, people disseminating the information, people then realizing, hey, the report's actually not bad, and then them buying it up. If I remember correctly, this is the company that sells the you know what pill, right? The you know what pill, right? Yeah, that's right. I've seen their ads before. Lose weight. Oh, maybe this is the ad I've seen before. The dietary pill on TV. I can't remember if it was this one, or maybe it was the hair one. Maybe it was all three, all four. Maybe it was all four that I saw the advertisements for. I didn't know this company was this popular though, right? They're showing growth, 50% increase year to year on revenue, 43% new signees, 1.9 million subscribers on their platform. So growth across the board for a brand new, I wouldn't say brand new, for a recently new IPO. 2019 is not that recent, but somewhat of a recently new IPO. Coming into a good report. The after hour move was very nothing burger. It went into today's low, went into today's high. Obviously today's move was insane. So if the stock is able to get above today's high, which is about $18. So let me actually put this stock on my watch list because it does look interesting. If it can get above 18 and find buyers above 18, I think it can have a room to the upside. You can see how even Friday it got smacked down quite hard, right? So if the stock wants to have a secular move, its own separate move, regardless of what the market's doing, there's a chance that if buyers are willing to fight for their price above $18 and they're being aggressive above $18, there's a chance that the stock could go into 19, into $20, and your risk is very tight. You're only risking a re-entry back to 18, or even a re-entry back below this Friday's low, which is actually 17.25. I think you don't have to give all the way up to 17.25 for that risk, but the idea is you're not risking too much on a move above 18. Your risk is very tight, and your reward is almost exponential depending on what time frame you're holding. But once again, not a swing traders market. If the market eventually keeps on cracking lower, the stock, what's stopping it from following the market? It could easily just follow the market even if the report was good. So I would really need to see him finding buying above $18 for me to really get excited. Couple other stocks that are reporting tomorrow. We got Uber and CELH. I remember CELH was near like crazy all-time high territories, and wow, insane pullback from those levels on the stock. Now we're all the way back to 2023 lows. Obviously, that's quite a bit of a pullback. So if tomorrow the stocks reports well, we're gonna have an amazing long opportunity on CELH, most likely setting up. I can't remember if this company had some sort of a short report that came out that caused one of these big down moves. If trying to scratch my head if this was one of them. Anyways, caffeine company, caffeinated beverages company, pulling in. Let's actually go to the monthly chart. I mean, come on now, that's a level and a half, chat. That is a level right there, right? If the stock, where is this? Okay, there we go. If the stock is able to stay above this month's low, which is $39 all the way up to $41, what's today's low? $31, sorry, $39 is today's low. Today's high is $42.33, and that line is exactly at $40.75 / $41. So all the way up to 39 to 41. I kind of want to see support coming in. If the stock is not able to find buying above this pocket of range for me, it's just simply not long, no matter how good of an earnings report it is. But if it is a good earnings report, you want to see the buyers come in above this area. You want to see us gap up first. On gap up, and then on any pullbacks, see how the buying comes in. CELH pulling back to an insane level in the past, which is something to not to ignore at the moment. CELH, next one, Caterpillar reporting tomorrow pre-market, another stock that's a little exciting. Baxter, haven't really traded Baxter as much as I thought I did, so not sure what I want to do with this one, but yeah, Baxter reporting tomorrow pre-market. Now here are the magnificent 7 stocks for us to take a look at. Mag 7, Apple 196. Surprisingly enough, I thought Apple would not break below this opening range today, but we did manage to break below that opening range and then bounce right back up. So it shows you that, there are buyers going around 200, 203, and they're a little aggressive in these areas. They don't want to see Apple below 200, and they are willing to buy up shares aggressively around this 200 area. You can see that with the way we open at 199, we bottom out at 196, and every single minute candle is just insane velocity to the upside. insane velocity to the upside. So if by any chance we do go back down over here, that's bad for the market because Apple is the number one in the market, right? So that's bad for the market if Apple's pulling back. If buyers don't step back in around these historic prices, last year's high 199, 196 was also a significant triple top, which is now acting as another level from the upside. First, it was a level from the upside. Then it became a level as a resistance. Now we're getting on the downside. Now it's acting as support. So let's see if that level gets tested more times in the coming days, next week or so. If support builds over there for us to get opportunities to get long and have some fun. If not, you know how many look at all these levels in front of our face, right? We got last month's low, yesterday's low, today's high, today's low, the amount of technical levels that are being offered to us, historical technical levels, significant technical levels across the board on all of these Magnificent 7 stocks. It just makes it exciting. So watching all of them, I don't think there's a single Magnificent 7 stock that I'm ignoring. Here's Nvidia. If you look at some of these Mag 7 stocks or even QQQ, we are all the way back at the 200 moving average. This 200 simple moving average on the QQQ is around $430, and we're around that at the moment. The S&P 500 actually a little bit away from it, but let's go a couple other stocks. Apple a little bit away from it. Microsoft is now about to use that as a resistance. Nvidia still quite a bit of a way away from it. AMD actually using it as a resistance a long time ago. So AMD today, as I said, positive day on AMD, surprisingly enough. Meta, how is the still under? So that's pretty bullish. So Nvidia is still in a bullish case over here, technically, because we haven't gotten under the 200-day moving average, but you can see how the 9 and the 21 moving average have merged, indicating a signal, a trend in reversal, change in characteristics, and you don't really need the crossovers in the market or on the chart to tell you that that's happening, because everyone's portfolios are hurting at the moment. Nvidia. So Nvidia, I want to say, is $100 under over, but it's really not. I want to say it's $100 under over, but it's really not, because today's high was what, 103.41. Friday's low was what was Friday's low? 101.37. So we basically have this pocket from 101 to 137. Sorry, 101 to 103.50. But you also have to consider the significance of that $100 area for psychological purposes, right? People who don't know better, who are not looking at the markets at the way that you, me, or even better traders than us, like Lance, are looking at it. They just see, okay, Nvidia was at 140. It came down to $100. It looks like a decent enough spot to park some of my money for the future. And if it goes lower, I'll just buy more, right? Some lazy investor, or for lack of a better word, the dumb money, they might try to play with this $100 area. Obviously, this lazy investor, this dumb money, is not going to have enough buying power to even bully the stock to have enough support around this $100. It's just, you want to understand the psychological significance of that $100 price. So it's more 100 to 103 than really 101 to 103. So it's 100 to 103.50 area that you're kind of waiting to see. This is your inflection zone. You want to see how the stock trades in this pocket. If this pocket is finding buying on every single dip, or is it finding selling on every single pop? If every single pop is getting matched with selling with equal intensity and equal velocity right back down, and then the pops are getting smaller and smaller and smaller in that pocket of zone, then you possibly want to look for a short instead of a long. But if the other scenario is playing out in that pocket where every single pop is only matched with a little bit of selling, and every single pop is getting even more violent, and the selling is not really getting matched as much, clear imbalance on the other side, you take the long whenever you feel like you're ready for it, either on the breakout, or you throw your orders on the dips and wait for the stock to fill you on the dips. Whatever your risk parameters and your setups play out for you, you choose to explore that. So ideally, buying above 103, the longs are in for Nvidia. I kind of don't see that happening. I kind of just don't see that happening. So if Nvidia is able to get back below 100 and find selling under 100, I think the game's on. I think you're looking for shorts on Nvidia, and most likely Nvidia is going down tomorrow. I apologize if people don't like what I'm saying here. I think Nvidia goes down. It is not going to be able to hold this $100 area, and we're going to see a little bit of a flush on this position. I hope I'm wrong, right? I hope I'm wrong. For any of the people who bought Nvidia today at 100 and 90, whatever prices you bought at Nvidia, I hope I'm wrong in my call out, because boy, it's going to get ugly if Nvidia gets back below 100 and has staying power below 100 for the next few days. For the rest of the week, we are not able to get back above 100, and then next week we start trickling back down because of the issues of the new AI chip delay is now going to bleed into the stock, right? First you sell the news, and then first you sell the rumor, then you buy the news, which news will be we are ready to release our chips again, whatever. So people are selling it off way quicker, and you want to wait for it. Don't try to catch falling knives. Let's see where it really starts to settle into, and I think Nvidia sadly has a down day tomorrow. Talking about down days on the market, here's a stock in the sea of red. We have one green stock in my watch list over here. It's AMD. Surprisingly enough, AMD managed to get well above Friday's close. I think it was up 2.3%, 2.5% at one point of the day. Maybe not. I think it was. Yeah, it was up quite a bit at one point of the day. Obviously pulled back a little bit. Another stock that has a lot of technical levels. You can see how last week's low, yesterday's low, we popped around this area, and then we kept using this area as a support. Each candle's 5 minutes worth of information. Higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, until the trend kind of breaks over here right around yesterday's high, where we create a little bit of a head and shoulders, I guess, and we just kind of pull back. But that pullback is not really a major pullback. That's the rest of the market pulling back too. AMD still ended green. If AMD had pulled back into VWAP and then kind of got under yesterday's low, yesterday's close, that would have shown that AMD is actually a lot weaker. That would have kind of also cemented the weakness in AMD that has been playing out for quite some time now. But that pop, that reclaim of Friday's close, and the closing above Friday's close on a day like today, I think that was quite a bit of a fight for AMD there. So let's see what AMD does tomorrow for us to play with. AMD is $103.57 after hours. That could just be, the market going up in the after hours. Honestly, John, I just can't see Nvidia going up tomorrow. Here's the market right now making a little bit of a push. Here's the S&P 500 futures. Let me just quickly hit the like for my buddy Think with Bookmap. Go check him out. Amazing stream every day, free for you on YouTube. Make sure you hit the like on the stream too if you're watching me. All right, so S&P 500 futures looks like pretty flat for the most part tonight, making a little bit of a pop over here. There is some size though. I do remember last night the level was 53.30. On the way down, 53.30 had some size which got used as support. Then we popped higher. Eventually, it came back down, broke that support, and that support turned into a big resistance overnight. So we're still not reclaiming that 53.30 level yet. Just so you know, because that 53.30 level seemed a little significant. And also look at this, right around that 53.30 level. Honestly, it could be exactly 53.30. We got 3,953 contracts sitting over there, an absolute barrier. So even if we do push into that 53,330, looks like there's a big wall of selling that the market has to deal with. Let's see how it reacts with that. If the market is able to clear that high and then find support above the 53,300 for the S&P 500 futures, then we can really talk about the longs being activated on the Nvidia, on Meta, on Apple, and all the other fun stuff. The QQQ, as you can see over here, after hours, quite a bit of a chop. This chart looks ugly, my friend. Holy. Anyways, quite a bit of a chop, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, but eventually climbing back up over here. Not a lot of volume on the level 2. I don't see a lot of volume on the upside on the level 2 either. Looks like 18,500 on the QQQ futures, or should I say the Nasdaq futures, has 88 contracts. That's not anything in my opinion, right? But it's the level with the most contracts at the moment, and it's at $88. The next level with the most contracts is at 60 contracts at 18150. So not too much volume being displayed on QQQ, but clearly a big barrier of wall that we saw yesterday, originally support that turned into a resistance. It is now also still being displayed as a solid resistance. If we are able to get up here, find rejection up here again, this sets up for a beautiful short on Nvidia in my opinion once more, and sets up for my theory that I don't see Nvidia going higher tomorrow. But again, I really pray I'm wrong. I mean, look at UVXY, right? Look at UVXY today. That is a pretty bullish candle if you ask me. That candle shows you a straight upside move, and most of the volume being traded in the upper end of the chart. This is a pretty decent indicator of if the market is going up or down, especially in events like this. However, the way this ETF was used is not being used like that anymore, according to some of the people that I've been talking to. The liquidity is different, the volume is different. The 0 DTE, the 1 day options expiries have kind of come in, have also messed up with the instrument quite a bit from how they previously used to trade. However, all things considered, you know, the importance is the volatility is still pretty goddamn high. You can see how day one volatility looks like a, you know, inverted hammer. I guess that's what the candle is called, right? Inverted hammer. Yeah, right there, inverted hammer. But you basically have two inverted hammer back to back, so you can't really use those type of patterns on these type of charts for anyone trading off of technical basis, like, oh, inverted hammer or candlestick patterns on instruments like the VIX or UVIXY. You're just asking to get hurt, or even on the QQQ and stuff. You want to have more of a big picture understanding for that. That's why we watched that video last night that I'm going to repost on YouTube as its own separate video, because people need to watch that, in my opinion, and get that bigger picture outlook on the market. So if the market continues to stay above this 39.40 area on the VIX, that is bad for the market. The higher the VIX above 40, the more pain the market most likely will see. So you want to make sure that you're keeping an eye on this instrument a little bit. Maybe flip to it multiple times throughout the day. Just go to it, see where it's at quickly, and then you can go back to QQQ on that single chart. So keep an eye on it. I'm actually going to also Is VXX the same thing? Basically, short-term futures VIX. So yeah, VXX, same thing as thing, I believe. So VIX and UVIXY is what I basically use, but VXX is something that was pointed out to me also. XLF, big nasty pullback with the rest of the market on XLF, taking some of the bank stocks to pretty good levels that we are expecting bounces from. Oh my god, my eye is so itchy. Where's my eye itchy? Now I'm crying, chat. Okay. Either I got my dog's hair in my eye, or I got my own eyelash in my eye. Ugh. Okay. Alright, I'm done crying, chat. You guys made me cry today. Ole. Okay. So banks, some of these banks pulled back quite a bit. I'm not sure where JP Morgan went. Oh my god, come on now. Is that not a buy spot? That is a beautiful bounce on JP Morgan. And if sadly JP Morgan is able to get below that price, that opens up some room to all the way to 180 on a swing term basis. You know, JP Morgan has enjoyed quite a bit of a rally in the recent history, and maybe some people are looking to unpark their money from JP Morgan and rotate it to other sectors, other markets, whatever it is, right? If that's the case, breaking under 190, 191 would open up a lot more room to the downside on JP Morgan, but holding that also opens up room to the upside. So keep an eye on the XLF sector, some of the bank names: JP Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, WFC. Maybe even you can look at the Canadian banks: TD, sorry, there you go, TD, BMO, something to keep an eye on for any of my Canadian traders. Actually, the Canadian market was off today, but just a thought, food for thought. LMT with a nice little pullback to somewhat of an indecisive days, and the second indecisive day was you know, a little bit bigger than the first day. Looks like we broke out of Friday's high to the upside. We also broke below Friday's low to the downside. So possible pullback opportunities coming into LMT over here, or even consolidation as we create a little bit of a symmetrical triangle, or some sort of a breakout triangle pattern, and then we break out to the downside or to the upside based on you know, war news coming through, or you know, peace news coming through. So lots of stuff over there to keep an eye on. As soon as we find out that there is peace and no longer war, LMT sets up for a beautiful short. And the fact that LMT has been rising to the north side the way it is just makes it even better. So the higher we go on LMT, the better, because the peace news just makes it easier for us to short the shit out of this stock. Sava, keep an eye on Sava for sure. Keep an eye on Serve, another name which was not too long ago announced that they were having a partnership with Nvidia. Nvidia also announced that they had a partnership, I think, with SoundHound, and that caused SoundHound to go a little crazy. Today, Serve kind of regaining some of its momentum back to the upside, bouncing off of the 9 EMA on the daily chart, 21 EMA on the daily chart here. So possibly moves over there for us to watch. QCOM, if you're interested in the semiconductor names at the moment, I think you're more so looking at names like ARM, TSM, AMD, Micron, not so much as Qualcomm. Yeah, they reported earnings, but some of these other names are having bigger moves, and also TSM has its own separate catalyst also coming into play today. So if you're interested in the semiconductor basket, I would just kind of go with the bigger names, not Qualcomm as much. Maybe as Barkett said, AVGO. I think at one point he said AVGO. I don't really trade AVGO because oh yeah, they had a stock split. split, didn't they? Ooh, maybe we should trade AVGO. So AVGO is also a little interesting now, right? Good volume, but also for a stock that's $142 and only 41 million shares, you much rather go trade Nvidia, which is around the same price, but also doing 500 million shares, right? 500 million shares, average volume is 300 million shares. The amount of opportunities you're gonna get to go in and out of the stock and be wrong, or even take size if you want to take size, this is the stock to be at. That's also not going to be very spready, whereas AVGO is going to be a little spready, so you're going to want to have to be careful on that stock. So my go-to poison in the semiconductor, once again, not so much AVGO. However, since they did have a stock split, it could be a worthy name, a notable name to keep on watch. I'm more so looking at ARM, AMD, Intel, Micron. Intel is a big name to watch. Intel, which made another low today after the whole Friday's debacle, Friday's problem that they had going on their, I think, earnings report. So couple ideas over here on the semiconductor names. Tesla, obviously, like I said, just the rest of the whole the rest of the whole Magnificent Seven basket. That's Apple, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Meta, Nvidia, and Tesla. So those are the Magnificent Seven stocks. Always going to be constantly cycling throughout the day through these stocks to see where they are, if they're giving you some sort of a pattern to play off of. Where is the market based on where these stocks are? Is the market correlating with these moves? Does the market look like it wants to go higher, take these stocks higher? Or does the market look like it wants to go lower, take these stocks lower? Always considering these things when I'm looking at the Magnificent Seven and looking for a trade throughout the day. Throughout the day, I'm looking for a trade on them. So something for you to keep an eye on too. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is basically all she wrote for today's stream. We got some earnings names. I think Nvidia possibly goes lower tomorrow, so I'm looking for some possible short opportunities over there. I'm continuing watching the semiconductor names because they are all very much in play at the moment. You got some opportunities on the small cap craziness with Sava, which is a high short float name, and also Serve, which is a small cap fund. Then you got the volatility names such as UVixi, possibly giving you some trades over there. And then, I already mentioned the earnings names such as Palantir, Lucid, Hims, Car, Uber, CELH, Caterpillar. I'm going to delete Baxter from my watch list because I don't think I'll be trading that one tomorrow at all. So delete that bad boy from there. Tomorrow's economic calendar looks a little dead. We do have a couple important numbers. Today at 10 o'clock, the ISM manufacturing number, non-manufacturing. The ISM non-manufacturing number actually moved the market drastically to the upside at 10 o'clock. So this is why you want to make sure that you know what is happening at what time. If you can go right here at 10 o'clock, you can see the big volume spike on the market exactly at 10 and giving it a nice breakout and then turning the previous range low into beautiful support for almost rest of the day on the QQQ market. Amazing long setting up over there initially on the breakout, then on the pullback you're getting an opportunity to get long over there, right? So something like that at 10 o'clock. But sadly, tomorrow, there's no big event at 10 o'clock at all. You do have something around 8:30, which is export imports, and then nothing after that. The Atlanta GDP number is a 2-star event. I've never really seen these numbers move the market too much, but because of the current environment of the market with the economic data being looked as weaker, Japan yen problems and all the other craziness with Japan coming into play, it is possible that these Atlanta numbers, these Michigan numbers that come out, that they could move the market. 1 o'clock, we have the 3-year auction note. Now that is going to be a little important. These bond numbers are kind of what's moving the market at the moment too. So the bond number at 1 o'clock, make sure that you are ready to see what that does to the QQQ and the S&P 500 or your trades to begin with, whatever trades you're in. You want to be careful around those time periods. And that is basically all she wrote for today's stream. Hopefully you enjoyed what we had to talk about. Here's the S&P 500 futures crawling into the little barrier. 242 contracts sitting around 520, 524, 525 area or so. I can't really pinpoint the exact price that's at. The size, however, is what I'm trying to talk about. Yeah, it looks like right in front of 5,300. We got some size over here. Some sellers trying to stuff the market down. Let's see if they're able to do it. If they're not, we do have a big boy order of 4,000 contracts sitting at that 5,330 area, which is a big level on the S&P 500 futures, which if the market cannot get above, I think opens up some possible weakness tomorrow. So let's see what the overnight market holds for us. The overnight market is going to be pretty interesting. What is going on with Japan? Does Japan have a bounce overnight? Now, do the other markets have a bounce within themselves too? All those questions will be interesting. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's all she wrote for tonight. Hit the like, hit the subscribe if you enjoyed what we had talk about today. Check out my affiliate sponsors, Trade Ideas, Traders Think, Benzinga, all those links in the description below or in my bio, depending on the platform you're watching me in. We do this Monday to Thursday. Almost at 9 p.m. I don't know why I said 9 p.m. Monday to Thursday, 8 p.m. and Sunday, 6 p.m. However, this Wednesday, I think I will be golfing. So in that case, I will not be able to stream on Wednesday. This will be my first golf session of this whole year. However, I don't think I can make it. I'll see what I can do. All right, boys. That's all she wrote for the stock market stuff. We're gonna quickly play some chess games over here. Play a couple of games of chess. Do some puzzles quick, obviously. Do some chess puzzles. And then play a couple games of chess. And then we're gonna call it a night. Who golfs at 8 p.m.? It's gonna take up till 8 p.m. to finish the golf game, because we're gonna golf at like 5 p.m. after work. It's gonna take that long to get done with golf. By the time I get home, it probably takes me like 12 o'clock, honestly. Yeah. Shut up. Oh, I didn't even see that. Lol, 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 lol. I didn't even see that. White to move. Okay. Genius. Miso genius. Miso genius. Huh? Why can't I move this? Well, they kind of forced my hand in moving that. They forced my hand in moving that. I wanted to move something else, but I guess that was the answer. Oh, I'm black. Lol, 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 lol. Gotcha, bitch. Alright, last puzzle. Can we go 5 for 5 tonight without a mistake on the puzzle? White to win. Quick, let's do it quick. Let's do it quick. Quick. Let's do it quick. Shit. Brother in Christ. Why? Am I not dead like that? Why would I do that? Aren't I just dead? This is how... Oh, I'm not. And then I upgrade my pawn to a queen. I didn't even see this pawn here. Okay, so he comes. He checked. He takes my queen. I upgrade my pawn to a queen. And then he is checkmated. That I didn't see there. Oh, we were pretty close. We were pretty close. Pretty close. Pretty close. Okay. Let's play. Alright, my favorite open, as you know. The London Open. The Open of the London. The opening of the London. The London, the opens. I kind of want to hear when moves are made. So unmute the site, and then I'll just mute my speakers so you guys don't hear the out loud noises. Should I just go here? Disrupt the flow. Yeah, we could disrupt the flow a little bit. Oh shit, he's gonna go here. Oh no, I disrupted my own flow. Oh no. Oh, please don't do it to me. Please don't do it to me. Okay, good. I'll go right back. Oh no, I don't have to. Oh wait, yeah, I have to. I'll go right back here, and I'll sit quiet. Sit quietly. Because that was stupid. I want to castle this way, though. So I just want to castle this way real quick. Because his king's here. I want this rook file open. I wish you would, bitch. I need to bring this guy back here. Safety. Bring him back to safety. Bumbleclot. Stupid idiot. Big bumbleclot there busting on your head. The fuck is he trying to attack, bro? What the fuck is Bumbleclad trying to attack, man? Okay, I'll do it. Mia do what you say, Mia do what you say, Mia do what you say, Mia do what you say. Come on, man, do some. Guy's lagging out of his mind. Alright, DC time, 20 seconds. 20 seconds till my buddy DC's here. Come on, Bumbleclot, do something. Alright, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. I'm counting too quick. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. It wasn't a real win though. We gotta get a real win. Daima Linda. Oh, Linda. Oh, Linda. Linda means beautiful in Brazilian. We gotta get a real win. Real win. Well, we did hit 600 though. Dieter was watching me play some games earlier tonight and earlier in the day, sorry, and I was killing it, chat. I was on fire. I had some good games today. Screw it. I'll just follow the rules. They never learn, chat. They never learn. Olinda. Why are you doing this to yourself, Olinda? Now you gotta go back here. Or you come here. Yeah, that's what you're gonna do. Me, I know already. Me, I know what you're gonna do already. Man, not stupid. If I take you, you're most likely going to use your queen. Or you're going to double up. I hope you double up and not use your queen. Let's see what you do. He's gonna use his queen. Alright, if you're gonna use your queen, then I'm gonna have to think about trapping your boys, your boy them. Yeah, boy, them finna get trapped by us. This is where I always fall for the trap where he comes straight down. So I go one up and not fall for the trap like I usually do. And then I can send this guy 2 up, protect, pyramid, and attack. Whew! Damn it, Prad, if they're all real losses, they're all real wins. That's not how it works, Chief. That's not how it works. Now look at this. We got double pyramid. Oh my goodness. McDonald's M. McDonald's M pattern, chat. You ever heard of that one before? I know you haven't. It's a brand new pattern. I just invented it. The McDonald's M pattern. Alright, now watch this attack. Ready? Pow! Dead. Alive. Wanted. Dead or alive. Alright, buddy. Alright, I knew it. 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 I knew that was gonna happen. Of course. Of course. Is this a fork? Wait a minute. Oh, it's not. Well, whatever. I get to threat the rook at least. And I'm not in danger. Now is it a fork? Yeah, technically. An undangered fork. By technicaliosionosis. You think I didn't see that coming? Huh, champ? There's a reason why I saved my castling, so I could figure out which way you want to come from. Think I'm stupid, buddy boy? Good luck. Okay, where are we going? Next. Do I just go here and threat him? If I go here, he just goes here. Then I can just move my queen 1 over. And then we can trade queens. Alright, let's see what he does. Let's see what he does. Goes here, he's dead. He goes here, he's dead. He goes here, he lives. That's what I thought he does. I go here, he's threat. Dead, lives. Alright, live. He wants to live. He wants to live so bad. Let's see if he'll move this one down. If he does not, I'm gonna make him back up even more. Okay. Send this one up one more, maybe. Maybe not. Oh, we're in danger here. We're in danger here. Oh. Over here I die for no reason. Over here I die for no reason. Over here I die for no reason. Over here I die, but at least I take a pawn with me. So I should eat the pawn. What do I do here, chat? Send this one up. Let's try that. Send that one up. He goes this way. He does not. Oh, he puts this in danger. If I go here, he just takes that. Right? Let's do this. Let's make sure he doesn't even go down there. Alright. Now, let's do this. Okay. Huh. A2 to A3 to protect it. That's something I could do, yeah. This is the only spot you live, or you can go there. Holy, he's just taking all my pieces for free, dude. I'm just gonna have to trade a rook with them. I'm over it. This kid's annoying as fuck. Well, I have an idea. I have an idea. If I move this here. Wait. Let's go send this guy here. Go one over. I knew that was gonna happen. Okay. I move this here. I'll move this here. Now hold up. What's my idea? I take, he takes, I take. I take. Oh, he can't take. He can't take. Oh my god. I move. I take. I dare you to kill that. Go ahead. Take it. Come on. Take it. Okay. I go here and then no. I'll take. You can take that. You won't? Free win. We take this shit. Let's go. What? I was like, yo, I'll trade a rook for a rook. You know, I thought you wanted to go rook for a rook. You know, we go band for band. We could go M for M. You know, I thought we're gonna go band for band. But that's not how he wanted to go. He wanted to go band for loss. Band for queen. What? What? I think he impulse moved it. He impulse moved that so hard. He was like, oh, free piece, bang. But he didn't realize that his queen was completely open there. Oh, yuck. You know what, though? We've been there before, chat. We've been there before in these situations where we put ourselves in that very same shoes. We've been there plenty times. We've been there many times. So it's okay. It's understandable. But hey, that's one thing, though. Is growth on this side, learning, advancing, getting better. 610 elo compared to 200 elo a couple months ago. Big progress, and our goal is to progress in the markets tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be also very exciting like today was. Let's hope that we don't get a choppy day. Hopefully some activity, the volatility continues. Hopefully the VIX is still above 40, so the volatility continues. If the VIX is below 40, the volatility probably goes a little bit lower. So let's see what happens, right? In this market, anyone's guess is good as mine. So nobody really knows what's happening. Nobody knows if the unwinding is done yet, if the bottom has come in yet, or if the top has come in yet, right? So I mean, the top clearly has come in, but if the bottom has come in yet or not. So patience is the name of the game. If your setups haven't come into play yet, there's no reason to go out there and look. One of the biggest problems day traders have is the requirement in your brains to just to do something, just to get into a trade, because you feel like, okay, I woke up at 8 o'clock, I prepped for the market, I sat in my chair, I'm ready for 9:30, I gotta execute, I gotta do something at 9:30. That's one of the biggest problems that day traders have, especially beginner day traders. I've been guilty of that. You know, let the setups come into play. Let the market actually give you proper patterns to trade off of, and then execute on those patterns when you see it. In a market like these, patterns are amazing to play off of. A bull flag, a bear flag, a symmetrical pattern breakout. So look for those, smash them, abuse them, take advantage of them. We're gonna talk about all of that tomorrow. Currently Bitcoin is back above 55k, up 3%. Ethereum back above 2.5k, up 3.7%. We got lots of action in the market. Good luck to everybody. I'll see you tomorrow, 8 o'clock, for more earnings and more market-related commentary. Have a great rest of your night, and good luck on the markets. TraderPrad out. Peace. Today, so pretty good moves across the board. Tech basket get destroyed. Get ready for trade off of. Get ready for the watch list for tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna bring in my big screen over here, back to another brand new week of After the After Hours with your host TraderPrad. I'm doing great. Hopefully you guys are joining me on that great side. Markets are moving around. Might just be a risk on type of day, so let's see what happens. 8 o'clock tomorrow. As you guys know, we do the stream Monday to Thursday, 8 p.m. Shout out to my affiliate sponsors, Benzinga, Trade Ideas, the #1 scanner to go to, Trader Sync, promo code down below, promo code PRAD15 to get 15% off. I will catch you guys tomorrow, 8 o'clock, same time, same place. Until then, TraderPrad out. Adios.